How's it going, guys? Josue back again with another video on Hear Me Raw. And this video is for the ex-vegans or people that went on a vegan diet and it destroyed their health and they're looking for a support group. They're looking for somebody to talk to, somebody to maybe help them out, maybe or just some like advice and I would say a viewpoint, and just to also see is the damage that was done on a vegan diet, is that damage reversible? And I'm gonna say that a lot of it is. It all depends on how long you have been on it. And these damages range from simple things like, not even simple things, actually, a lot of these are pretty disastrous. Um, you got things like brain fog, you got things like anxiety, depression, all from going vegan. That can happen. I'm gonna link a video below. It's like, I think it's like 30 minutes long, or maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe 43 minutes long. This lady, she explains in a calm manner why the vegan diet can be so disastrous. I myself still kind of healing from leaving that cult. When I talk about it, I'm probably gonna come off as angry because I am angry, and it's no joke. It is no joke for those of us that have gone on that diet, and then once that vegan gaze, those vegan goggles come off, and realize, holy shit, this is actually affecting my whole life, you know. And it doesn't happen to everybody, but it definitely does if you give into like the ethics part of it, if you give into the religion aspect, because veganism can definitely become like a religion. And as a vegan, I used to joke about it, oh yeah, we're in a cult, but we're in a love cult. It's about cults. Even though my vegan potlucks were riddled with anger, my potlucks were so, there was so much anger in the potlucks that I was throwing, that some people came once and they never came back. And I did my best to I did my best to say, to talk about how we need to be compassionate. Like if we're being compassionate towards animals, we gotta be compassionate towards human beings as well, because I don't vibe with that. If you're in an environment where people are being like vicious and malicious to other people, like I don't vibe with that. I don't mess with that gossip nonsense. And I'm not here to gossip. I'm not here to do any of that. And I really wish I didn't have to do these videos, but it's been in my mind since I came out of it, and something needs to be said. And a lot of people, there's a lot more ex-vegans than you know. Not every ex-vegan is going to come out and actually make videos about this, but it is important because more and more people are going out here promoting this lifestyle. I can't even call it a lifestyle because you're not living. It's not a lifestyle. You're taking so much of life. You're hating so much of life when you go on it, if you truly give into everything that it embodies, you know? So this is a video for those of you that have, left that lifestyle or left that cult. I'm just gonna call it a cult. It's not, like I said, it's not everybody in it is part of the cult. And I don't think everybody's gonna suffer from it. Some people do better on it than others. But I can't say that I know somebody personally that I know like that I know personally that I've like hung out with a lot that is like really thriving from this lifestyle. So I'm putting this video out there, and the first thing I want to say is like coming out of it, Oh, actually, before I do that, I gotta give shout out to some friends. A couple of them that were vegan, no longer vegan. Like the instances in which that helped me put two and two together, because when you're in that lifestyle and you're surrounding yourself by vegans, I was hanging out with only vegans. If you're only vegan, I didn't really hang out with you. But towards the end, I started hanging out with non-vegans because I got tired of the vegans. I got tired of the hatred. I got tired of the gossip. I got tired of that energy, of thinking that you're better than everybody and that everybody in the world has it wrong. I remember just like living my life and realizing, man, my life is dependent on a lot of meat eaters, and I'm over here hating on these guys. I'm over here hating on them, but without them, my life, I couldn't sustain it. There are way more non-vegans than there are vegans, and vegans are trying to hate on the whole population, trying to say that they got it wrong, but that's not the case. That's not the case at all whatsoever. A lot of vegan chat rooms, you'll see that they're all talking about the issues that they're dealing with and how they're trying to, overcome them. That's why they go through all these things. They do water fasting, dry fasting, colonics, all these things, just trying to get their health to be better and better and better, until like a lot of them do start looking like skeletons, And I've seen people go from really good before, like at the start of the vegan diet, to really bad. I've seen the changes. I've seen the look in their eyes. And my last time at the Woodstock Food Festival, that was it for me, man. Like I was not buying the vegan Kool-Aid. Yes, there is the vegan Kool-Aid. In that one reference, I forget what was that one dude that gave his followers Kool-Aid and like they all committed mass suicide. I feel like veganism is the same thing, just on a much slower scale, and it's hidden behind some really good motives. But me, I cannot, like, I take in information. I don't reject information. I take in information, whether in, and I'll see if it aligns with me or not. But if somebody comes to me, I'm gonna listen to them. I may not agree with them, but I'm still gonna listen to them. So everything that's been said to me, for the most part, like, I keep, but I don't always apply it 100% to my life, like, because in this reality, opposites exist. It happens. So yeah, along the way, people came to me talking about, I got off the vegan diet because it was having issues, and and I listened. I didn't just negate them. I didn't say, "Oh, you're full of shit." Like, especially when people are talking about health reasons, like they're talking about the health of their bodies as well as their families, and they are worried about that. And to see how malicious vegans can be. So a lot of vegans, ex-vegans, are not gonna come out and make videos. Some people just quietly leave the lifestyle and say nothing and just go back. But me, of course, I started a whole YouTube video. I started a whole movement. My whole life was veganism, and people still had the audacity to come to my channel, to come to my page and talk about I was never vegan. Come on, man. These people are full of shit. So, yeah, if you're leaving that, yeah, I remember my friend Kalei. I met her a couple years ago, earlier on in my vegan journey, and then we attempted to go raw together. We did a whole bunch of things together. But she saw me at, like, where I was up here, and eventually over the years I went down here, But I remember one day I was talking to her, I was telling her what I was going through, and I was telling her, man, I have so much anxiety. And then she looked at me, she was like you're anxious, got anxiety? I was like, yeah, like, I'm anxious all the time. And I didn't even realize that, but my anxiety had become normal. And when you're in the spiritual community, like, a lot of things that can go wrong with you, they pretty much say, oh, it's a spiritual thing that's happening to you, blah, blah, blah. And then while you're over here getting all these symptoms and dying, oh, it's a spiritual thing. So the fact that veganism and spirituality are so intertwined, it's like a double punch, like it's a double whammy. So you get the veganism, then you got the spirituality, both behind it, but there are things within those two communities that are very toxic, that I've seen. They didn't really say much, but I listen, I watch. When I'm out in public, man, I be quiet. I stay quiet a lot of times, and I listen. I listen more than I talk, because I'm trying to figure out where everybody's at. I'm feeling the energies, and the energies in the vegan community was not it. I ended up becoming very drained. I wasn't getting anything back, and I was giving of my energy. In the spiritual world, there's a lot of fakes out there. Like, this shit is real. There's real shit happening here, that I still can't explain, that science hasn't been able to fully explain either. And a lot of vegans are trying to tap into that, and they're trying to tap into it with the way that, like, the mystics have done it, by starving themselves for 30 days and stuff like that. But when they come out of it, they don't even look healthy. They don't look human. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I've seen people come out of a juice fast, like, nah, I'm straight. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm good. Like, you don't look healthy. And I remember too, like, it got to a point where, like, I was seeing how some people were making fun of vegans, and I'm just like, and I was looking at it, and I was like, yo, like, what can I do to help these vegans? Like, what can I do to help them dress better? What can I do to help them act better? What can I do to help them be healthier? Because honestly, they were not looking very good. And you look at the vegan doctors, they're not looking very good either. The majority of vegans are not looking very good. So, yeah. So she was like, yeah, you are dealing with anxiety. I was like, in that moment, like, it clicked. Oh, like, holy shit. I think my mental health is getting worse. I started getting more brain fog. I wasn't I just couldn't do as much as I could. I couldn't even play video games anymore. And I was like, oh, you know what? I can't play video games because I'm too spiritual now. I don't have time for video games. Video games is childish. It's worldly. And that's the dangerous part about spirituality, is that, like, you take a lot of human things and you call them evil, and you push them away. And you pretty much trying to, like, renounce society, and you want to go live in the woods. But if you do stay in the vegan lifestyle long enough, you're not going to be able to handle the city life. You're not going to be able to handle normal things. Your best bet is going to go and live on a beach and do nothing, because you're not going to have the energy to do nothing. I started off, before veganism, I was like a weightlifter. I was practically an athlete. People were asking me, are you a football player? Are you this? Are you that? But by the time that I was done, like, I could not even barely lift weights. I could only do yoga. And a lot of ex-vegans will say the same thing. That's all that they could do at that point is doing yoga. So much muscle loss, like injuries. The list goes on and on. And another friend of mine, Kyle, he is no longer vegan. And we had just left an event, and this event I was not doing good at all, man. I felt like shit. I'm really surprised that nobody noticed how shitty I was feeling. I remember the event ended. We were doing a meditation outside, laying down. I had my body mass was going down so low, and like my fat intake was so low that like I was not even able to really stay warm anymore. Like I came from a person that like pretty much never really needed a jacket because I tend to run a little hot, my and it. But when I was vegan, I lost that ability. Like I was getting cold, and I never used to get cold. And I was over there trying to meditate, but I was shivering. I was shivering, and the woman had to literally take a blanket and put it on me so I could finish the meditation. Like that's not good, man. Like I'm like no. And then so when we're leaving that building, as he was getting on the elevator to go down, he was like this. He said, you know this vegan thing is amazing. I'm not gonna leave even if it kills me. That's why he said he would not stop being vegan even if it killed him. That's the thing, a lot of vegans have that mindset. He said he would not stop being vegan even if it killed him. And the thing is, when I looked into his eyes as he said that, I realized there was a part of me that believed the same thing. There was a part of me that believed the same thing. I was gonna do this even if it killed me. So this shit is no joke. I'm not playing around. I'm a very calm individual, but when I get angry, that's it. And my crosshairs are targeted at this movement. They are targeted at this movement because it's going to affect a lot of people's lives. They talk about, not to mention like the Bible. I don't really read the Bible. I'm not religious or anything like that, but they mention false idols. There's definitely a lot of false idols in the vegan community. One thing again, back to the night. No, this lit woman was not in the Woodstock Fruit Festival, but I followed her on Instagram, and I was worried. Since I followed her, I was worried. I kind of followed her just to keep up, just like make sure and I would try my best to kind of speak and talk, but she was so skinny, y'all. She was so skinny, but she believed in the raw vegan message, and she would not eat anything else. I went on a call with her and everything, and I noticed the anger within her. And this particular case, she was dealing with an eating disorder, and that's the thing. That's the thing, like anorexia and bulimia. The vegan diet can pretty much mask that. So it's a way to hide your eating disorder while thinking that you're being healthy. But in a lot of cases, the vegan diet, especially if you go on the raw side of things and you start believing like that, it can lead to orthorexia, to where you're literally so worried about all the food around you. You think like the world's out to get you eventually, and you're not really able to handle the world anymore. I remember like being in a grocery store trying to decide what to buy, and I couldn't buy anything. I would spend like an hour just like, oh no, I can't have this, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have this. So all the while I'm avoiding all this food, all this toxic food that's not good for me, and only eating like fruits and vegetables. At times, of course, sometimes I would eat the vegan junk food. Eventually I was going towards the vegan junk food because I needed some sustenance. I needed to feel full. I would like eat a Beyond Burger, double stack Beyond Burger, and still be hungry afterwards. Like I didn't feel satiation until after I started being a vegan. But like, yeah, so this woman on Instagram, clearly suffering from an eating disorder, and I tried to help her out. I went to some of the gurus in the raw vegan community. I was like, yo, I know like you're at the top, you're doing this, this diet is doing good for you. Can you help out this woman over here? She literally looks like she's about to die. Can you help her out? And I was told, this is what I was told. And I'm gonna say his name. It was Ted Carter that told me this. He said, "Oh, just be positive. Don't throw that negativity towards her." I was like, "Are you foolish? Like you're full of shit, dude. Like you don't care about these people. You're just trying to make money." Period. I'm not about that. That's why I made my video that I stopped being vegan. That's why I slowed everything down. That's why I didn't start a business about going vegan, because I had my doubts. Some people have their doubts and they still go with it, but I had my doubts about this lifestyle. I'm not gonna continue to share a lifestyle that I think will be disastrous to the majority of the population. But that's what he said. Be positive. Don't throw that negativity towards her. And I haven't seen that woman's Instagram. I haven't like seen what she's up to. But I hope I dropped my thing. I talked to her. I was like, yo, try not to be too strict. And I had to do that with a lot of my friends that were following the raw vegan lifestyle, because I saw like it wasn't doing them well. They were getting very stressed out about it. It was adding a lot of stress to their lives. I would like feed them chips. I would feed them like, rice or something. I'm like, yo, eat, yo, you need to eat. So like a lot of eating disorders can come about in this lifestyle, and I've seen a lot of it. But yeah, man, like, are you fucking kidding me? And also too, like, I had a friend of mine that dated Ted Carr, and before she did the Ted Carr, she was doing good. She was lively, and the next year I saw her she was a whole different person, and she did not look alive at all, you know. And I was like, I was scared for her. And then after that, she was off of social media, but now she's back and she's no longer vegan and she's doing better than ever. So, and again, she did not go on YouTube, she did not go on Instagram, and she's not doing what I'm doing. But I have a voice, I have influence, and I'm gonna use it for good. And if something is no longer working for me, I'm gonna say it. And I really do apologize for anybody that went vegan because of me and is struggling right now. And if if you want to talk, like, please reach out to me, message me, you know, because this just no joke. Like, if veganism isn't the new world order, I don't know what is, because it can lead to infertility, it leads to anxiety, depression, brain fog, mental issues. There's a lot of things that animal products are actually helpful for. Like, look, like, I'm doing a lot better now. Like, my hair was a mess. My hair was kind of falling out a little bit. I was dealing with a lot of like dry scalp. Like, I wash my hair multiple times a week and still my scalp would be itchy. I was like, what's going on? You know, skin issues, energy, like my energy was gone, joint pain, my joints were hurting, yo. My joints were hurting and I could not figure out why. I literally thought I had so many different things, but then just introducing animal products back to my diet and I'm doing a lot better. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But so this is gonna be part one. So my main thing is, like, when you do come out of the vegan gaze and you're trying to live life again, of course you're gonna feel guilty eating animal products again, but it's okay. It's a part of life. In order to live, something has to die. Like, veganism is not cruelty free. I was thinking earlier, if you really want to live cruelty free, you're going to just end up dying. You will die. If you really want to live a truly cruelty free lifestyle, you will die. And there are people killing themselves because of spirituality. There are people killing themselves because of veganism, because of what's being shared around here. People are really believing this stuff and they're starving themselves, and that's not cool. I'm not about that. So yeah, coming out of it, you're gonna feel guilty eating animal products again, and you might feel stupid. I know I felt stupid. I was like, holy shit! Like, how did I fall for this? How did I starve myself for 5 years? And when I figured out I made this huge mistake, I didn't want to tell anybody. I felt embarrassed. I felt so embarrassed because I consider myself a pretty intelligent person. And like, how did I fall for this? And for 5 years, or more so like 4 years, because the last year I kind of slowed down. I was like, okay, something's going on because I did not feel good. Like I said, I came from practically being an athlete to doing amazing shit to like being on point on everything to where like I couldn't do anything. It got to where my 86-year-old grandfather was able to do more than me. He was able to take care of his household. I couldn't even take care of my household. I couldn't even do the yard work. Like, all that, like, it exhausted me. And while doing it, I would have to stretch. I would have to do all this stuff because I was feeling so much pain in my body, yo. And I'm not even 30 yet. So if you feel really stupid for having fallen for it and everything like that, do not try your best not to beat yourself up, man. And like, the thing is, like, a lot of people have fallen for it. A lot of people have fallen for it. And the thing is, it's a beautiful message. It's a beautiful message. Who wouldn't want to not harm the animals? Who wouldn't want to do things to help save the planet? But there are better ways to do so, and there are a bunch of humans out there that do eat meat that are already working towards those ways. There are ways to farm animals without harming the planet. And when you talk about veganism, that's going to lead to a lot of monoculture. That's going to lead to a lot of food flying from all over, because you're trying to get all these nutrients that are hard to find in plants. And I was so into the plant thing, so into not eating animal products, that eventually the plant foods weren't doing anything for me. In fact, the plant foods were harmful. A lot of people that are eggs vegan now, a lot of them can't even eat plants without, feeling some negative effects. So now they have to go and they have to go heal themselves. So if you go in it for too long, you can do some pretty big damage. But I have to say that, like, the damage is reversible. So there is hope. And again, if you're feeling like stupid, you feel like an idiot, I understand the feeling, but don't beat yourself up for too long. Because as humans, we have a tendency to just beat ourselves up, to tear ourselves down, and we have to get out of that habit. And like, you see all these, there's a bunch of celebrities, there's a bunch of people with more resources than us that have nutritionists, that have doctors, that have all these things, and they still fell for it too. So with how disastrous the media is and how bad the government is at communicating things to us. Of course we're looking for alternatives. And I'm black, so like when it comes to dealing with issues, we deal with a lot of things more so than the other races because our neighborhoods are literally targeted with the junk food. Like there's no health foods in black neighborhoods. Racism is huge, and racism affects us, affects our ability to get health care, to take care of our health. So a lot of us are going to be looking for alternative ways. So a lot of our people are going to be, my people are going to be turning to this diet, thinking it's going to be great. You got Dr. Sebi that's been promoting it, but I don't know. I'm not with that Dr. Sebi thing. I'm not about it. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people believe Dr. Sebi in the alkaline diet, but I don't believe it. I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer of that diet. I'm saying it right now. I am not. I'm not, because literally eating just plants almost killed me. And now I'm sitting here feeling good, skin's looking good. Yeah, I remember too, like the elasticity of my skin was really bad. I'm like, man, I'm like 29 and I got the skin of like a 70-year-old. Like it was weird. I'm just like, damn, man, like I'm not eating nothing bad. So like, why am I dying? Why am I wasting away? I think even one time I almost had a panic attack too. I never had panic attacks before. Like, growing up, I was shy and everything, and I didn't talk that much. But it, I didn't deal with anxiety. I didn't stress that much. I didn't have a hard time sleeping. I wasn't like waking up, and the bed was drenched from the sweat, because who knows what was happening to me while I was sleeping, but waking up drenched in sweat, like that wasn't happening to me before. You know, cold sores, that wasn't happening to me before. A lot of things weren't happening to me before, and because the vegan diet is sold so well, I never thought to be like, oh shit, it's what I'm eating that's causing this. So yeah, don't feel stupid, man. You're not stupid. You're just, a lot of us. I did it for the animals. I didn't go vegan for my health. I did it for the animals. I was so worried about the animals, and but I have to worry about myself, because if I don't take care of myself, then I can't take care and provide for my daughter. I can't take care and provide for my family. So that's important to me, and that's one thing too with the vegan lifestyle. It can definitely alienate you from your family, because you're not going to want to go and eat with them, because they're satanic individuals. I remember looking at my cousins in disgusting ways because they were eating meat, and that's not right. That's not how I was. And then of course you have some vegans that say, hey, if you're eating meat, if there's meat at the table, I'm not sitting at that table. So now you're distancing yourself from your family, and family is thicker than anything. Our family is important, y'all. Your family is important, whether you get along with them or not. Even if you do go back to eating meat, doesn't mean you're gonna get along with your family. You're still gonna have drama, but at least you'll be at the table with them and connecting with them and not hating them. So yeah, there's just a lot of things about the vegan lifestyle. If you're gonna follow it, man, just be careful, be mindful, and really truly pay attention to your health. So that's my video, man. I think it's about 23 minutes long right now. Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And yeah, and if you are an ex-vegan, and if you don't feel like putting yourself out there and commenting on this, either message me on Instagram or message me on Facebook, and I'll get back to you, because I really do want to like help ease any anxiety that you may have. And maybe I can also help you out with what I've been doing in order to get my health back on track. So yeah, so Josue checking out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.